Hi, welcome to my closet. It actually used to look like this. But after some decluttering, a little bit of woodworking, and some challenges, this side is now mostly built. So now I'm gonna work on this side. So my plan is to continue to build a custom closet from scratch. But to keep this on a budget, I'm using the dressers I already have plus an extra one we got from IKEA. Because I sent the company my design to get a quote and they came back to be over $7,700. That's crazy. So yeah, I'm going to build this myself. Did I think this through? No. Should I have thought this through? Probably. To start this side, I'm gonna do the same thing I did on this one, which is put plywood on the walls. So that's gonna be my wall panels. And I have been staring at this for, I think, almost 2 hours. Like I spent all morning just staring at this, moving stuff around. But I got it to where I should be able to fit a full sheet right here. And the only part I have to cut for the back panel is this little part right here. But I need Tony to carry that big sheet. It is so cold that I had to bring the heater out here. You ready? What are you wearing? A hat. It's kind of cute. So, the panel we need to move is the one that is all the way in the back.
Why?
Because
why can't you use the one in the front?
That's the heavy one. Trust me, you don't want that one.
No, I don't want that one.
Ooh, that's a spider. Can I get a broom? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna push it that way. If it comes this way, I will take off running. I just yeeted it somewhere. I just don't want it on the panel that I need right now. Let's hope it doesn't come hunt me again. All right, we're gonna try to get in here somehow. Where's my other glove? How did I lose a glove?
I don't know, you're always one glove short. Where are you going? What you thinking?
Up.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
But this has to be flat.
You're gonna hit the light.
Okay. Did I think this through? No. Should I have thought this through? Probably. Okay, so let's move the dresser.
I need your help to move one board, she said. It'll be quick, she said. There's a big hole there.
Yeah, that would be whoever built the house. There was trim there, so it was actually covered, so it's not really as bad as it looks.
There's a hole in the wall. Just by covering it with trim does not make not a hole.
I mean, there's no really a purpose for it to be complete. Does it look bad? Absolutely, but there's no purpose to it. Once the trim goes in, you'll never see it. But yeah, I was just as surprised when I saw that hole.
You found another hole? Why is there so many holes in my house?
It still kind of doesn't fit, but maybe it's bendy enough. If this thing cracks. It worked. I'm glad I didn't have to cut this panel. It's one less panel to cut. I was so confident that things were going well and really thought the rest of this glue up would go smoothly. That was a lot of problems I ran into in a very short period of time. My first mistake was to change the original plan by deciding to put the panel behind the edge of the 1/4-inch plywood. This threw off all my measurements since it was supposed to sit on top of the panel, but this would show the ugly edge. Then when I tried to straighten the panel, it shifted out of place. Why did that move so much? What the the hell are the nails? Okay, I'm gonna try this again. And that was way too many problems in that small period of time after I put glue. And I get really stressed out when I'm working with glue because glue starts to set and I need to think fast, but it's all good now. I hope. We'll see how I'm gonna deal with this part now because my measurements are gonna be off. But but it should be okay. I should be able to make it work. That is still off. How do I mess up the same thing? Double checking, triple checking, fourth checking. So the third mistake I made was that I made the second mistake again. I put the panel at the wrong spot again. Sometimes I really, really believe that I am not cut out for this. That I probably should be doing something else. But I don't give up. And by the way, this whole time that I've been nailing and hammering, doing all this stuff in here, Tony has been sleeping. Our bedroom is next door. She just slept through all this. Like nothing happened. Like she doesn't hear it. I'm gonna build my own closet. It'll be so much cheaper. I really thought this would be the easy part because I already did it, right? So it should be easy because I already did it. I did it on that side. It wasn't that bad. It was actually more cutting involved, but no. I had to change plans midway through the process and then realized that my original plan was fine. See, now you're gonna see that there. I would just put a piece of trim like on the wall that matches the wall. You can see there's trim there also. And it's like it was never there. You start getting pretty good at covering imperfections when you're not perfect. After I overcomplicated the first panel, I then started to cut the last panel piece. This has become one of my favorite tools. It's a little pricey, but it's so convenient because the leaf blowers are really big. This is like perfect. It's like little, it's a job site blower. Luckily, that panel went smoothly, so I went ahead and put the first divider panel. And these panels were already cut because I had cut all the panels at once when I did the other side. I realized why most people choose to paint instead of just do wood, because you kind of have to be perfect so that you don't see like gaps and things like that. And that's one thing that I've noticed a lot. Either this isn't cut correctly or the wall is just that uneven. One of those. But if this was painted, I could just caulk it, paint over it, nobody would see it. It's actually not really gonna be visible after I put all the clothes and everything on here. It will be noticeable if the closet were to be empty. I guess I have a long way to go before I become a good woodworker. And with all this work that I'm doing, I want to talk to you about keeping energized and hydrated with Element. Element is an electrolyte drink with everything you need and nothing you don't. That means lots of salt, but no sugar. There's no coloring, no artificial flavors, no gluten, no BS. And if you've ever done DIY projects like me, then you know that it can be a workout. We're often lifting plywood, moving heavy furniture, or running from the weather. And did you know that if you're super dehydrated, water alone might not be enough? Especially after a hard workout, Element can get your electrolytes back in balance because when your electrolytes are off, so is everything else. You just feel bleh. Element's used by everyone from NBA, NFL, Olympic athletes, everyday regular people, and Tony. You can just enjoy it by mixing a packet with water. The raspberry and the watermelon flavors are my favorite. And right now, Element is offering a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single-serving packets free with any Element order. This is a great way to try 8 other flavors or share Element with a salty friend. So get yours at drinkelement.com/DIYTiff. This deal is only available through my link.
That's drinkLMNT.com/DIYTiff.
Thank you, Element, for sponsoring this video. Oh, it's so cold. I know I keep complaining about it, but I'm in Florida, so when it gets cold, I feel it, you know? It doesn't get cold every day, so I don't get used to the cold. So when it gets cold, it really feels cold. I said cold a lot. Anyways, the next 2 panels are gonna have a bunch of shelves because that's where I plan to put all my shoes. I also want them to be adjustable. So I'm actually gonna use the Craig jig to make the little hole thingies to put the shelf holders. And I've used this before and it's actually pretty straightforward. What are you looking at? Are you gonna bring that ball or what? Hi, Misty. Let's go say hi to the neighbor here. Hi. I don't know what her name is, but I would call her Oreo. I hit her in the nose. I didn't mean to. She sometimes catches it on the air though, which is pretty cool. Are you tired? No? It's really important that that first one is like in the exact spot you want it, because then after that, you basically line it up with this little thing over here, lock it in, and then you start drilling holes. I'm not gonna use every hole because otherwise this is gonna have like 1,000 holes, and I just want them kind of separated. So I'm just gonna do like every 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm gonna do a hole, and that way they're spaced out a little bit more. I did a few holes and I'm afraid they're too separated, so I changed my mind. I'm just gonna do every other hole basically. Oops. Sorry, Misty knocked you down. She said she's sorry. It seems like every day I end up working till nighttime, but that's because it gets dark by 6 p.m. This project is also starting to feel like the laundry project all over again. The main difference is that I built the laundry while I was still working full-time, so it took me months to complete. Hopefully this only takes me a few weeks, which still seems like a lot, but I'll get it done eventually. The other difference is that the laundry cabinets, I built them all outside and then I installed them. But I was afraid to do that with the closet, with everything being so tall and wanting to take it all the way to the ceiling, because I ran into things not fitting in the laundry, so I decided to build it in place this time. And I still don't know if one way or another is easier. I guess we'll see how I feel by the end of this project. I'm gonna finish up in here because it's cold outside, it's dark, and I actually have a heater in here, so it feels a little bit better. I've been staring at this for a minute so I can figure out what's the most efficient thing to do. So I think I'm going to install the divider panels first. I'm going to start on this side. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So if you remember, on this side, Tony helped me to put the panels up because she needed to push against it for me to put the screws. I decided to nail them in place first so that they don't move, and I'm gonna see if I can install the panel by myself this time. Oh, come on. It keeps getting stuck on the ceiling. This is like just tall enough to fit in here. I got lucky with this part of the ceiling being 96.5 inches. Panels are 96, so everything just fits. I wish the laundry would have been like that. This can be fixed when I put shelves, and it should straighten out pretty good. Shit, I forgot the wood glue. You know, I've seen people use wood glue on ketchup bottles. I think I have gotten to that point. I'm gonna buy ketchup bottles with wood glue because this thing will come out so dried up. Oh my goodness. Do I really need this wood glue? I don't think it's not necessary, but now I'm committed. Come on. Man, ouch, I can't even open the bottle. Like, oh, there you go, there you go, there you go. Okay, I guess. This is not how you apply wood glue. Okay. No. Don't go anywhere. You do not go anywhere. You're gonna mess up my screws down here. See how that wants to just like leaning that way? I just don't want it to lean too far because then it'll come off the screws down here. So I ran into a little problem. There's a gap right here, but I'm not really worried about how the gap looks because I'm gonna cover it with trim. However, the gap is big enough for the pocket screws to not catch from the other side. So when I did the pocket screws, they didn't attach to this board at all. So I had to come and nail it, and I didn't hit record when I was doing it, but I nailed it on this side just so I can hold it in place until I figure out how to actually support it properly. Very good, very good. Right about now, kind of wishing that I was gonna paint it because of all the gaps. They're bothering me. I'm dealing with the imperfections of the wall not being even and some of my own mistakes, and I understand why most people choose to paint their built-in closets, because you can caulk all the gaps, which works like magic, and then paint over it. But since I'm going with a wood grain look inside, I don't think caulking is possible, so I'm having to live with some of my own imperfections. I have a lot of respect for the professionals that do this for a living because this is not easy. I usually show how expensive it is to hire someone to do this, but there's a reason it costs that much. I'm sorry if you can't see anything. It's getting really hard to record in here from a good angle. So I just got done cutting a whole bunch of pieces to frame this bottom parts over here, because I'm gonna put a piece of plywood and that's just gonna be the bottom of these two sections. And I'm just gonna use 1/4" plywood because they're pretty well supported. I also cut the trim for it, and if you notice, that's not plywood. It doesn't have the edge of the plywood because I'm going to paint this, so I didn't want the edge of the plywood there. I still gotta attach it. I just dry fitted everything, and no, I didn't cut it correctly the first time. It took multiple cuts. But that's it for tonight. Tomorrow I'll cut the plywood for the bottom here, and I'm gonna cut the shelves for the shoes. So I'm pretty excited for that. I just got done cutting the plywood that goes here, but there's a little gap that bothers me. Yeah, it bothers me. So I'm gonna fix it. I cut a little shim that is about the thickness of that gap. I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna draw a line, continue to draw the line, more line to the end. So you see how that line kind of ends here? So I'm gonna sand this down to the line, and ideally it should fit perfectly against the wall. Now this works because I cut this a little long on this side. I'm gonna do the back first, and then I'm gonna cut the front 2 sides. And it also works because the sides are pretty much perfect. If the sides were also wonky, I would have had to build a template. Okay, let's go sanding. Look at that. Look at that. Perfection. is mostly good, but there's a little gap here. That's acceptable. Woo. Look how nicely that fits. It was a pain in the butt, just like the other one, but I figured you didn't have to watch me go through all of it again. But it's done. It's not 100% perfect, but it's pretty good. Now I can move on. I need to make some shelves now. These should be easy cuts because technically they should all be the same size. So I did my little drawing. This is a 4x8 sheet, and I basically drew what I think is the most efficient way to cut this with minimal waste and get most of the shelves that I need. I will definitely need to go back to the store and get more wood, and hopefully I can find it easier this time. At least I know which stores actually have it. So, but anyways, I'm gonna go cut this. Okay. I feel like you picked the most awkward way to put this down. Good news, this is the last plywood sheet that I have. Yay! Bad news, I need another one just as heavy, so we have to go back. So the first cuts I'm gonna do are the really long ones, and then after I do that, I can cut each individual piece. So I'm about to do these 31 7/8 cuts, but that is too big for me to run through the table saw. And also this panel is just way too long for me to do that anyways. And it is also too big for the jig that I was just using because it only goes up to 24 inches. So then I have to use this clamp thingy, but I have to set it manually. And it's such a pain to like set it accurately because I have to do it by hand. I have to get it I have to get a straight line, and there's still a pretty good chance that I mess it up. So that's why I like jigs and I like the table saw because they're accurate. This, it's good, it works. Nope. Got this one right. I adjusted my cut list a little bit so that I can cut the rest of this on a table saw because it was such a pain to do it by hand. Misty, hi. You wanna play? Say hi, Misty. Good girl. Again? Misty, go get it. It's over there. You see it? Why she stopped? Hi, Misty. Hi, Misty. Oh, I missed you. Yes, I missed you. You want me to throw it? You want me to throw it? Go get your toy. Go get it. Go. I probably should have done this from the beginning, just cut it in smaller pieces and then run it through the table saw. I am done out here, baby. You're gonna have to go home. Come on, last one. Last one. Go get it. Go. Go get the ball. You can't see it? I just got done drilling 1,000,000 pocket screws. So these are going to be the fixed shelves that are gonna go at the top mostly. And then I cut a bunch of shelves for the shoe rack where I want all of my shoes to go. So I did them all at once, or most of them at least. I still gotta buy another plywood sheet to finish cutting, but I got a lot of it cut. And look. I'm so excited. Look. Oh, look at that. Nice. Look at it. I can fit my shoes. Oops. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I need to try this. Yeah. So I can fit 2 pairs, and then it'll probably fit another pair behind it, or maybe another 2 pairs if I stack them. But, oh, I love this. I'm so excited. I don't know why, like this is my favorite part. I still have to adjust it, so you see this like big gap still, but that's because I have to do the fixed shelves that are gonna make this square. This is a little warp. There's gonna be one fixed shelf here, somewhere in here, also here, just to make sure that everything's square. All right, let me put my shoes back on. I know that I need to make more shelves, but just to make myself feel better, I'm gonna cross this out, and the rest of the shelves will be my future problem. I love how this is turning out. Like it's so, I can see it. It's so good, so nice. And the shoes, this is like my favorite part. Like I don't know why, but I love it. I love how this is turning out. I think it's gonna look great when it's done. But I have a long way to go. I am nowhere near done. And I know this is taking me forever, but I am going at the pacing that I can. And I love sharing the process with you. That's why these projects get broken down into series, is so that I can show you the whole process and the whole suffering. Anyways, I want to thank all our patrons and members. I really appreciate you supporting this channel. Tony and I love what we do here. So you supporting this channel means a lot. If you want to watch some behind the scenes, mini vlogs, and early access to videos, check out the link in the description. I'll have those there. And don't forget to check out Element, get yourself a salty drink. And I will see you next video.